Indian languages, along with we have started the process with the first writing of the books in English language, and subsequently is translation in 12 Indian languages. Basically, it's Bengali, Hindi, Urdu, Marathi, Gujarati, Tamil, Telugu. So we have covered the 12 languages for every books. So in first year, we have around 20 books, 11 at the diploma level and 9 at the degree level. And in second year, we have a very huge task. There are total 88 books, 42 at the degree and 46 at the diploma level, covering the 5 disciplines is computer science and engineering, electrical engineering, civil engineering, mechanical engineering. So there are 5 disciplines which we have covered in the second year book writing scheme. And one of the unique feature of all these books are most of the authors are from the Indian Institute, various IITs and the NITs. And we are getting tremendous support from all the authors in the timely completion of the book writing work. So in the series of the discussions, AICT has also, Honorable President of India has also launched the eKumbh portal, which is a repository of all the technical books in English as well as different Indian languages. So this portal was launched on 11th November 2022 at the Bhubaneswar. I request all of you, all the participants, to kindly access all the soft copy of the books from the AICT eKumbh portal, including the books of the today discussions on the fluid mechanics and fluid machines. So far, AICT has uploaded 9 books, 5 at the degree and 4 at the diploma level on the AICT eKumbh portal, and we are expecting that rest of the books, especially in the first in English, will be uploaded maximum by the January end, and all the Indian languages books of the second year in 12 language will be uploaded maximum by the May or June 2023. So with this, I again welcome both the distinguished academicians in the today book discussion on the fluid mechanics and fluid machines. So thank you, sir. Thank you for your acceptance of our invitations, and we look forward to have a very enriched academic discussions in the today program.
Thank you, sir, for taking into the insight of the past traveled so far, and very important information you just shared about the portal eKumbh launched by the Honorable President, with the request to all to pay a visit to it for enhancing the outreach of the books that have been published. May I kindly request Dr. Rajeshwar Prasad Saini, Professor IIT Roorkee, and Dr. Malay Kumar Das, they will jointly, to kindly present the salient features of the AICTE book on fluid mechanics and fluid machines.
And so, very good afternoon to all of you. And at the outset, I would like to thank the AICTE authorities to give me the opportunity for writing this book on fluid mechanics and machines. I'm really thankful for that, because this is a very important area, because most of the engineering is related to fluid mechanics and machines. And so, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. So I have a small presentation for this the contents and about the books. So I'll share that and then I'll speak. Display. I hope that is visible. The screen is visible.
It is visible. It is visible.
Okay. So thank you very much once again. This is basically the title of the book is Fluid Mechanics and Fluid Machines. And the reviewer you already introduced, that's Professor Malay Kumar Das. And so this is the basically the The book, we have considered that the outcome of the AICTE and the course outcome and the program. So as we know that this fluid mechanics and fluid machines are very vast area. So keeping that in mind that it is most useful about the second year undergraduate level. Before I just tell the contents and discuss the contents, so I would like to the authorities of AICTE to giving the opportunity to write for this book, and especially Dr. Amit Kumar Srivastav, that we discussed the planning of the book at every level, and then the thing is why I'm telling you that because he has pushed us to write this, complete this task timely. So I'm thankful for that. And of course, this reviewer of the book, Pardas, Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, IIT Kanpur. So very valuable and his suggestions, and we consider his suggestions to complete this book. Of course, because we need so many this help in writing that mechanically or the things. So I took the support from my research scholars working with me. This basic purpose to involve them is that means for every contents I just share with them and then ask them that as a student what you want, what you would like to have in this book. So they suggested me that they want like this. Accordingly, I tried to put the things in the text. As far as the salient feature of the book, this contents of the book aligned with the mapping of course outcomes, what are the course outcomes and the program outcomes and unit outcomes. So because the guidelines provided by the IIT, so we just followed that thing, and accordingly we put the matter in this material in the book. Book provides a lot of recent information, interesting facts, and QR code of e-resources that is there because it's very difficult to put all the contents of the particular area. So that means if some students really wants to go some more details, so that means we have the QR code chapter-wise or the content-wise. Figures, tables, and software screenshots are inserted to improve clarity of this. We try to that the figures and the things should be clear. So solved and unsolved, of course, because as the requirement of AICTE, that means if we discuss some theories, also that should be related to the field. So the problems we try to put that which the student can understand that what he is studying that particular things, what is happening in the field, so that he can correlate that this the fundamentals and can apply that fundamentals to the field for society development. And then for practice, because we need that they should have the practice of the solving the problems and the things. So accordingly, we put the short questions, objective questions, and long answer exercise also provided in that. This book contains actually, because it was suggested that we have to put, because we understand that this is the second year is undergraduate students. So accordingly, we started with the fundamentals fluid mechanics, that is so that the student can understand that what is really fluid mechanics. And as we know that the fluid mechanics has the three branches of sciences, the statics, fluid kinematics, and fluid dynamics. But under this this book, we discussed the fluid dynamics exclusively, extensively in that. And then dimensional analysis again is a very important part for analysis, because we have to put the things generalized, not the specific with the dimensions. So that also we try to put in that. Then another thing is that it's a machines. We can say that this is designed based on the fluids, and under that, there are two things. One is the pumps and the water turbines. In turbines, in pumps, actually, it's again, there are various type of pumps are there. So we try to just give some brief about all the type of pumps. However, then some more details we put in this pumps for this liquid pumping in that. So other things is that means it's not possible to put all the fluids pumps in the same book. Similarly, that fluid machines under that water turbines very important because it's a this energy converter and this renewable energy resources in high turbine is very important. It considered the heart of any hydropower station. So we try to put things so that student can understand that okay, this is the basic theory behind the turbines, but how he can use that, how he can select a particular turbines for a turbine for a particular site. So we try to that means we should put the things that students can connect directly to the field for field applications. So that attempts we have put in this. Unit-wise, these fundamentals fluid mechanics, we put the definition of fluids, in general, the properties of fluids, the Newtonian's law of viscosity and the compressibility, surface tensions, continuity equations. Actually, these are the which are very common based on any device which will be used by the society. So at least at this level, the second year UG level, the student understand this so that he can connect the fundamentals to the more complicated problems in the advanced course. So that thing we try to put over here so that he can understand the complicated device principle based on this. So that is the things. Then fluid dynamics. Of course, out of the three branches of the fluid mechanics, we discussed in detail the fluid dynamics, and these are the topics. Then laminar, post-play flow, fluid flow through channels and ducts. That's very important because there's so many practical problems are related on the fundamentals. And the laminar flow, the concept of boundary layer, that is also there. That is the concept of the boundary layers can help the students for advanced courses, and they can understand the problems or the devices being used in the field. Then energy thickness, of course, this Darcy-Weisbach equation is very important when that means everywhere it is used to for the energy conservation is required. Suppose water pumping, you have to determine the losses in the pipes, very common practical problem. So that means it's very important. So we discuss in detail. Of course, the friction factor is the part of this equations. And Moore's diagram, very known diagram. That means how a student can use that. That also we have discussed. Finally, that unit summary. And this is a typical example, very simple example. And then finally, some examples which are really related to the field, we try to put in the book. Dimensional analysis, I have told already that because we need to design the device in general, that means it should be in terms of the non-dimensional form. So that means the dimensional analysis is very important part of the fluid mechanics or the fluid machines. So the separate unit is put in the unit in the book. So that is there. So that immediately the most important thing is the similarity. That means it's very difficult to discuss the individual unit separately. So that means if you apply the similarity law, so it's very easy to discuss the similar machines in the same way. So that we thought then, and we put the contents like this only. And again, I tell you, there's a fluid, the machines, the pumps, the hydro turbines are very important. And this here, I would like to tell that in brief, we discuss all these rotodynamic machines, that rotodynamics pumps. But in details, we discussed the centrifugal pumps because this is mostly, you can say, used, devised in practice, that everywhere it is being used in every field, like from household to the hydro plants and any industry. So that is some basics which are very much required to design or to size the system in order to deal with the energy conservations or energy related to problem. So that is the things we have discussed here, and that depends on the basically these characteristics. The characteristics is the this is operating characteristic. So that is we given the emphasis on that. These fluid machines, again, is a very vast area, but we try to put everything here in a very precise form and a very simple form so that the students can understand all the type of hydro turbines, this water turbine, and he should understand the components, their behavior, how they what is the characteristics, and under what conditions a particular turbine can be used. That is the important thing, because you should understand that why the various type of turbines are there and which turbines should be suitable for which site conditions, so that how the students can select with the very simple techniques or the simple example we just provided in that, so that the students can understand, okay, this is the machines which can be discussed, and how the students can connect the research components in under his advanced courses that also we have discussed in that. So this is the things, the examples, this typical a typical example I have given here, and there are many examples are there, and we try to put the numbers of these numerical examples about 30 to 50, and then the exercise, and then all this objective type and the short and long questions, so that after studying the text, the students can understand that things and think about that this knowledge he can put, he can carry forward for his advanced study, and even sometimes directly in the field, because after graduation of the things. So this is all about the book. Thank you for that, for the this recently suggestion, and now suggestions are welcome. So that's all from my side as far as the presentation concerned. It's over to Dr. Tiwari.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Very nicely and elaborately you explained us the features of this book, the contents, especially that you very categorically said are student-centric, and you have kept the students involved. It's really the greatness. This is your greatness, and the greatness of the book. That is what it lies into. That the focus of your works is to impart innovative ideas to the students so that they can connect with the contents and the examples you have taken from daily life, which so that the students can easily understand and grasp the concept. Really great, sir. Happy. I'm myself so happy to hear from you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We would now like to hear on the features of this book from the Dr. Malay Kumar Das, sir, who is professor at IIT Kanpur and also has reviewed this great book. Thank you, sir.
So, first of all, I'll not take long time because I really want to go to the discussion and want to see some feedback from, especially from students and faculty members, anybody who has seen the book. But I want to thank Professor Saini that the essential fundamentals of fluid mechanics, he has brought it down to 250 pages. That is commendable work. Now, any undergraduate students, we believe that they will probably go in higher studies or they will go in industry. Wherever they will go, this is the basic minimum of fluid mechanics any undergraduate mechanical engineer should know. The second is that second point that I want to mention here, that this AICTE that brought the idea of this outcome-based education, and sort of we have formatted the book in that line. This is a very laudable idea which AICTE brought. And if this, the teachers, I am sure that the teachers are here who are listening to this, when they use this book in the classroom, if they bring this in their classroom, that how this book can be taught in an outcome-based way, that would be very useful for the students, and that will serve the real purpose of what AICTE is trying to bring and what Professor Saini is trying here. The third point I want to mention is that fluid mechanics in undergraduate curriculum laboratory is an essential part of fluid mechanics. So every example that here that Dr. Shaini has presented here are from real life. And I believe that students will be greatly benefited if these texts are coupled with laboratory. In certain universities, what happens that fluid mechanics course happens this semester, and then after probably 1 or 2 semester laboratory happens, something like that. By that time, students forget the laboratory, the theory part to some extent. So I think that this book will really be, I mean, very, very helpful for the students if it is done in parallel with the laboratory component of the fluid mechanics. So these are the main points I want to mention. And once again, I'm very, very thankful to Dr. Shaini and as well as AICTE for this excellent initiative of writing such book, and also translating these books in several Indian languages, which are very, very helpful to students like me. When I was in my BTech, I had great difficulty in learning these topics from English, actually. So I'm pretty sure that it will be very helpful for many, many students. So with this, I'm very interested to listen from the audience that can we have some discussion? Thank you. Over to AICTE and Dr. Shaini. If there is some question and we can discuss, that will be very illuminating.
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So now the session is open for the discussions from the participant. So I request the participant to kindly raise your hand so that we can unmute you from our end. Or if you have any query, you can also write in the chat box, please. Before we start the question, I'm very happy to share with both the authors and the reviewers that last week we have uploaded this book on eKumbh portal, and so far 891 users, the faculty members and the students, 891 have downloaded it. So it's one of the most downloaded book on the eKumbh portal. So we are on the behalf of the AICTE, I express my heartful gratitude to both of you for contributing for the cause, and it's a great contribution in the technical education, especially in the outcome-based education, as rightly pointed out by the Professor Das sir. So I request the participant to kindly raise your hand if you have any query, please. Or you can write in the chat box also. Yeah, participants are requested to kindly raise your hand in the chat box, please. Ankit, we have unmuted you. Ankit, you may raise your query. Yeah, Ankit, please ask your query. L. Chandrakant. Chandrakant.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, madam. Yeah, please.
Sir, yes, the world is going towards IoT. Can we include some IoT-based topics?
Madam, actually, AICT has started the book project for most of the courses. So this is so far around 9 books have been uploaded on the e-commerce portal, and gradually we are organizing the book discussions. So in
Okay.
the English book discussion, this is the third book which we have taken after the Python programming and one other book. So gradually
Okay.
in the next 2 or 3 months, there may be the other books. So you will every Tuesday we are organizing this book discussion between 3 to 4 p.m. So be
Okay,
connected
sir.
with us, and definitely there will be some topic related to your study itself.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, there is
I can just, if you allow, sir, I can add maybe a point.
please, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
please, sir.
I think the point is very important as ma'am pointed out that the world is moving toward IoT. We believe that see, this book is about the minimum for the second year mechanical engineering students. We believe that IoT has not reached up to that point where we have to teach that to second year mechanical engineering students in fluid mechanics, because IoT application in fluid mechanics is slightly advanced until now. However, as you know that this book, as well as all other books that AICT is bringing out, we can add more and more material using this QR code, which will be dynamically updated. So we work on IoT and its application in fluid mechanics. As soon as it becomes more useful for the level of second year undergraduate students, but they will be brought through QR codes, electronic resources. That's all.
Yeah.
Theory.
Thank you, sir. Professor Sani, if you would like to add something.
Yeah, actually, I can understand this. That means IoT nowadays is very important, and even it's there. That means because as far as this fluid machines concerned, I'm talking about this because we are working in the hydropower plants. So nowadays, because the IoT application of IoT in the hydropower plant is there necessary. That means for its operation and maintenance. So I think in next edition, some part of that we can address that in the textbook. Okay, during operation maintenance of the machines, this IoT can be for that. And then, as Professor Male said, that we put the this QR code over there so that they can go through in details the IoT material. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir. Yeah, as pointed out by the Professor Sani, sir. Basically, AICT has requested all the authors to incorporate the QR code for the further reading in each chapters of the book. So there are these are the dynamic QR codes. So we request all the students and the faculty member who are part of this discussion to kindly download this book from the AICT e-Kumbh portal and access all these features of the book so that you can further and strengthen your course of study. Dr. Sandeep Nayak, sir. Yeah, please unmute yourself. Dr. Sandeep Nayak. Dr. Sandeep Nayak, do you have any query? We have made you panelist. Okay. There is a one query at UG level fluid mechanics.
Hello,
And yeah, please go ahead.
Hello,
Yeah, please, Dr. Sandeep.
can you hear me, sir?
Audible, sir. Dr. Sandeep, आपकी आवाज आ रही है. आप please you just go ahead with your query. Dr. Sandeep, yeah, please. Yeah, you are unmuted. You just ask your query. Please don't press the mic button. You just ask your query. Okay, if any other participant has any query, please. Yeah, there is a one query in the chat box. At UG level, fluid mechanics and fluid machines should be separate subject or it should be combined as per syllabus in the book.
Should I speak?
Yeah, please, sir.
Okay, this because I'm in that favor also. But I think because of the second year level that we cannot have the two subjects in the same domain. So I think the second year students, I think is okay. But I think for the, like, if advanced fluid mechanics or the, at the, if we have the two subjects in this UG level, one is the fourth year level, so that we can have these fluid machines separately, because it's a entirely different domain. And of course, the suggestion is applicable for the PG level, because there we have the elective subjects and there are so many subjects in the same domain. So it is there. That's why I think particularly, personally, I'm telling you that I face the problem that just to put in the under the same contents and limited pages. So I face the difficulty in that also. But of course, the separate book can be for PG level or the for advanced courses. But at second year UG level, it's there. That means it's okay, because we have to discuss both the things, the fluid mechanics and mechanical things. So this is the response from my side.
Professor Das, sir, anything to add?
Yeah, it's a good point that putting is in two separate subjects in many places. That is how it is taught. In fact, at IIT Kanpur we teach it that way as separate subject. But here I think the idea behind this book that when we teach here, in fact, in our new review from next year, we will be having 3 courses in fluid mechanics, 1 machine and 2 mechanics at UG level. But the point here is that if we bring this together and put it together in a, like it's a 250-page book, what is this bare minimum that an undergraduate mechanical engineering students must know? Nothing less than that. So that is the concept of this book. Now, depending upon the individual instructor and individual course structure, they may bring additional content. And we also may enrich this book bringing additional content through this keyword course. But the point is that this is the bare minimum we believe that should be learned by an undergraduate mechanical engineers. That is how this book is conceived. More can be done, and I'm sure individual instructors will do. That's all from my side.
There was one more query. Somebody is suggesting if kinematics of fluids flow can be added to this book. So that then this book would be helpful for civil engineering students as well. So
basically, that I told you in the beginning that basically there are 3 branches of science of fluid mechanics. So we just try to touch upon all the 3, just define the things what are there. Then again, the course contains the requirement, or you can say that it was put that is a dynamics, the fluid dynamics. So that is there. That means again, and even I can say that if we cover the kinematics of fluid, it's again very vast. It need a full book. That is it is not possible to put in that. But I think we followed the course contents which were decided by AICTE accordingly. But in the beginning we tried to put just define what is the kinematics of fluid mechanics and the dynamics of fluid mechanics.
Thank you, sir. There is one query. Can we map program outcome 6 to 12 with this course outcome?
But say please.
Yeah, one query, sir. Can we map program outcome? There are program outcome as per the outcome based education. So can we map PO 6 to 12 with this course outcome?
Can you Professor Malik, can you comment on that?
6 to 12, if you can show, then we can probably answer it better.
Yeah, it is in the initial pages of the book. So I just try to share it.
So 6 means this engineer and society, environment, ethics, etc. That is what you were talking about.
Let me share that particular page, then we can discuss on that. Okay?
Yeah, so this is actually page 6, that engineer and society, environment and sustainability, ethics, individual and teamwork, communication, project management, finance, lifelong learning.
Page 6.
हाँ.
Yes, because that is again we can map this. There's no issue on that. We can do that. It's PO6, no? PO6 to 12. Yes. Now, mechanism. That can be mapped together. That can be mapped.
Dr. Shiny, you were probably saying something we couldn't hear.
Yeah, actually, that can be mapped. It's possible. Am I audible?
Yeah, now you are audible.
Yeah, it is possible. Hello?
Yes, audible. Audible.
Yeah, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That the question is that can we map that these two PO 6 and PO 12? That was the question.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes,
the
sir,
question.
please go ahead, sir. From 6 to 12, that is the question. You go ahead.
Yeah, it's possible to map that.
Yes, sir. Okay.
It's possible.
There is a one suggestion from one of the viewers, sir, is introduction to sensor and instrumentation may be added, which will create interest among students to take up interdisciplinary projects.
Yeah, actually, again, this how many things we can accommodate, but for this the example, the solved example or the numerical examples, we try to just connect the theory with the instruments. That means even though from the very beginning we told that this particular this material is basically is useful to design the instrument and how can just like the Bernoulli's equation we can say. So then we just consider put some numerical example which is directly related to the instruments. So that way we try to do that.
Okay, Professor Das, sir.
Yeah, so these are all very meaningful suggestion. I mean, I am actually writing it up here that the suggestions that we are getting, one is about kinematics, another is from IoT, another is from these instruments. Now, I understand all of them are very important, but then when we bring it down that what are the most essential, then of course always there will be a debate, and these 250 pages that we thought that this is the most essential, but all these are that are being suggested are extremely important, and I am actually writing it down, and I will also request the audience if later on if they think about any such thing, they should email to me or Professor Saini. And through all these QR codes, we will try to add more of these additional topics, at least to some extent, so that the book caters to all kinds of audience.
We are also in the process of designing separate pages for each and every book. So wherever there are supplementary resources like the videos.
Right. Yeah. That would be very nice. Very nice.
So there will be one page for every book. So we are going to put, we request all the authors also.
Yeah.
So from your side, we will get the request for
Yeah.
resources and subsequently put all those resources related to on a common page, sir.
Right. Yeah.
So if any other audience participant has any query, please raise your hand or we wind up today's session. So over to Dr. Tiwari. Yeah.
heading towards the concluding session, I would request my colleague, Dr. Sanjay Das, Assistant Director at Faculty Development Cell, to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Tiwari. It's indeed highly interesting and enriching session, the discussion part. And everybody, at least me, was glued to the discussion. And the most importantly, the post-discussion part, the queries, few queries were very essential and important. And I think everybody has taken note of it. And we have come to an end. And at the end, on behalf of AICTE, I offer my sincere gratitude to today's esteemed academicians and author of the book, Dr. R.P. Saini, sir from IIT Roorkee. You have contributed a lot. Your contribution will be there in the long run. Everybody will be immensely benefited out of the book. And secondly, we also acknowledge contributions made by Professor Malay Das sir from IIT Kanpur. You have reviewed the book and thrown light today, the essential features, the special things that books are having. So we are highly grateful to you, sir. And also we are grateful to all viewers, our esteemed faculty members, students and academicians who have been with us today online. So it's a great day today. Thank you. Thank you to all. Jai Hind, happy day.
Thank you so much, sir. Namaskar, sir.
Thank you.
sir.
Namaskar.
Thank you, Professor Das. Thank you, Enjoy, and thank you, Amity, and thank you, Tiwari.
Thank you, sir.